Okay, so here's a 3 by 3 matrix, and we're going to find the determinant of a 3 by 3 matrix by expanding the third row. But before we do that, I want you to think of this matrix here for your signs. So if you notice, -1, -3, 5 matches this row right here in place. It's the third row. So if we are going to expand the third row, and I'll be honest, you can expand any row or any column, but I'm going to show you how to do it with the third row. So the first that I look at is this -1 that's in the first row there. -1 times, and then I'm going to build a matrix and find the determinant of that. If I were to cross out the column and the row that -1 is in, I use the numbers that would be left. So that would be 0, 6, -6, 7. And that is plus, meaning I don't want to change anything here. Keep it whatever it is. This next one, this sign here is a negative, so I'm going to put a minus sign there. And then my number, the next number over in the row, which is -3, maybe I should put that in parentheses, times, and then there's going to be a matrix. Cross off the column and the row that -3 is in, and what numbers are left? -8, 6, 4, and 7. Plus, the next number is 5 times, if I cross off the column and the row that 5 is in, I get -8, 0, 4, -6. So now you take each of these and compute them. So I'm going to take -1 and I'm going to multiply it by the determinant of this 2 by 2. And remember, determinant is main diagonal, so 0 times 7, which is 0, minus -6 times 6, which is a -36. So that's -1 times 36. And then minus, this is going to be a -3 times, if I look at this, I have -56 minus 24. So that's a -3 what is that, times a -80. And then plus 5 times the determinant of this matrix, which is 48 minus 0. So that's plus 5 times 48. So if I just calculate this, that's a -36 minus 240 plus 240. So that equals -36. And that's the determinant of this big original matrix. I'm going to do another one. Let's say the matrix is 1, 6, -1, -3, -5, 3, 0, 4, 2. I'm going to write that sign matrix here again as well, just so I remember. On this one, let's say that I expand the second column. So those are the front numbers that I use. And if I look at the second column over here, I have to put a negative out in front because of this negative. And then I would have 6 times, if I look at this, if I cross off the row and the column that 6 is in, I would be left with negative 3, 3, 0, 2. Plus, I'm going to go move down here. This is a negative 5 times, if I cross off the row and the column that negative 5 is in, I would have 1, negative 1, 0, 2. And then minus, the next number is 4 times, crossing off that row and column, I would have 1, negative 1, negative 3, 3. So I'm going to go through and calculate all this. Well, that's going to stay a negative 6 times the determinant, which is negative 6 minus 0. So negative 6 times a negative 6 is 36. Plus, this will be negative 5 times the determinant, so 2 minus 0. Negative 5 times 2 is a negative 10. Minus 4 times the determinant, which is 3 minus 3. Well, 4 times 0 is 0. So 36 minus 10 minus 0 is 26. There are a couple of problems on your assignment where you're going to have to find the determinant of a 3 by 3 by hand. Actually, 1. The rest of the time, you can do it on your calculator, and you can check this on your calculator if you want. This goes into your matrix A, and if you look at your math menu under the matrix menu, there's, I think the very first option is DET. That's determinant. So you can choose determinant of A, and it will give you the determinant. We'll have one more video to finish the notes.